Hello everyone. Hi, I am Sarah. Thank you so much for tuning in to Facebook Live. We are here in the amazing Wildlife Workshop. I hope you guys have visited us here before. We've been open for almost a year now. If you haven't been by, now is your chance. It doesn't matter if you're 5 or 55, we have something for everyone in here. It's all about saving local wildlife and just learning more about our wonderful animals that live here, right here in the Houston area. Right now, we are celebrating backyards and bayous, so animals you see in your neighborhood, animals that we see along our bayous, and learning ways that we can help protect them. So come on over, I'm going to show you guys some of the activities that you might do here. Like this super fun activity. It talks about the importance of reducing our waste, right? When we throw out our trash, it doesn't just poof, disappear, and go into nowhere. A lot of times, trash ends up in places like landfills. It ends up in places like our waterways. So we need to do our part to reduce our waste. So I'm gonna play a game with you guys. Those of you that are just tuning in, you're gonna see some items that we throw away all the time. And I want you to guess which one of these items is gonna disappear first. All right, I want you to write your answers in the comment box. So here we're gonna start with, let's start with these two. We got some stinky sneakers. Here's your stinky gym shoes. They've got canvas, they've got rubber, your stinky gym shoes. How long do you think it takes for these shoes to disappear back into the earth? We've also got this soda can, aluminum cans. We all love our caffeine. How long do you think it takes for these soda cans to disappear? Kind of think about that. Which one do you think is going to disappear first? Write it in the comment box. Do you think the stinky shoes are going to disappear first, or do you think the soda can will? Does anybody have any guesses? All right, I'm going to give you this one for free. This is a freebie. The stinky shoes, 50 to 80 years. It's a really long time. You guys are gonna be really, really old by the time these disappear. The soda can, you ready for this? 200 to 500 years. It takes a long time. The good news is that we can reduce waste like this and we can recycle it. Make sure you guys are looking for places to recycle it. There's lots of shoe companies that will recycle your shoes. We can recycle aluminum in a lot of places in Houston. All right, let's check out the next two. We've got the dirty diapers for all you friends out there that have little brothers and sisters. We also have some fishing line. Fishing line is a big problem that we see in our bayous. We see it all along our waterways that we have to make sure that we're disposing of carefully. So think about these two. Which ones do you think are going to disappear first? Do you think it's going to be the diapers or the fishing line? All right, guys, the diapers, 250 to 500 years. That's so long. What about the fishing line? 600 years. Ay, 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 that's a long time. All right, we're gonna try one last one. Okay, I hope you guys are ready for this one. Put it in the comments. We've got our bottles, all those drinking bottles. You know who you are. I know who I am. What about this styrofoam container? We all love going out to eat. A lot of times we get these containers and we might want to start skipping them. Which is going to disappear first? These bottles, 4,000 years. That is an amazing amount of time. It's hard to even imagine how long that is. And the styrofoam, are you ready for this guy? Drum roll please out there. Never. Even when these styrofoam containers break down into teeny tiny pieces that we can't even see, those little microplastics are still getting into water. They're still getting into the animals that live in that water. So it's up to us to reduce our waste. We've got to start refusing products that we don't need. Refuse the bag, skip the plastic bag, skip the plastic straw. Those are easy ways that we can help wildlife in our everyday life, right? All right, come on over. I'm going to show you a couple more fun activities. Check this out. Let's come over here. Here we have a bayou ecosystem. I hope you guys are checking out bayous in your area. There are a lot of amazing people that are doing their part to beautify them, to make sure that there's not trash in those bayou waterways. You can actually sign up here in the Wildlife Workshop to join us to help clean some of our bayous in the area. And that's really important because let me show you what happens. When we start cleaning up all of this garbage in the bayou, we're making the water healthy. The water is cleaner, right? And when the water is clean and the soil is healthy, all of our beautiful local wildflowers can grow, trees can grow. And when you have those local plants, like those beautiful Gulf Coast wildflowers, you're gonna start attracting the butterflies. You're gonna start attracting the animals that eat those insects. And then you're gonna start attracting the animals that eat those animals. And you build these really healthy ecosystems that are so important to the health, right, of our environment, but are also just so much fun to enjoy. You know, we got a lot of really cool bayous here in Houston. We've got Buffalo, we've got White Oak. We are Bayou City after all. Those water highways, they collect all of our rainwater and prevent flooding. Those end up into our, ultimately end up into the Gulf, right? So we've got to do our part to keep them clean. All right, guys. Over here, we have some friends that you might see in your neighborhoods. Who says that Houston doesn't have wildlife, that we are just a concrete jungle? We have tons of really cool wildlife. Let me see if any of these friends are friends that you see. Please put it in the comments if you see any friends that look familiar. We've got this little buddy here, this wonderful little trash bandit. Of course, the raccoons. Raccoons are not only cute and very crafty, but they're also super important because these guys are opportunistic eaters. They're gonna eat anything from rodents to plants. They're also seed dispersers because of all of those plants that they're eating, so they're helping plants grow. What about this little lady with her babies? Up at night, you know, sometimes that makes them seem a little bit creepy, but if you ever see a possum, you better give them a big thumbs up. Say, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, because possums are eating tons of bugs and ones that can make us sick. They're keeping diseases down. So we love possums. They are fantastic. Give them a don't give them a high five. Let's respect their space, but give them a thumbs up and thank them for all that they do for our community. All right, I'm gonna show you a couple more otters. Not a lot of people know that we have otters that run through our bayous here in Houston. It's not as common, but super cool. And this guy, the most punk rock animal in the bayou, that is the alligator snapping turtle. I think they are just fantastic, wonderful, wonderful carnivores. Those guys are really cool. And up here, Mexican free-tail bats. Mexican free-tail bats are so important because they eat tons of mosquitoes, tons of bugs every night. We don't want mosquitoes, we want bats out there. And so, you know, if you're ever looking for something really cool to do with your family, go to Waugh and Allen Parkway, go to Buffalo Bayou. Go there right at dusk and watch the emergence of all of those bats, like over 200,000 bats that come out of that bridge every night and go to work eating all those pesky insects that we need to keep down, right? We need to keep those populations down. All right, so I've shown you some pictures of animals, but I think you might want to meet a couple of friends that you can see here when you visit the Wildlife Workshop. And here to introduce them is my wonderful teammate, Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm here to introduce you guys today. These are Houston toads right over here. This is gonna be Tina right over here. She's our larger girl. She is 3 years old. You will see her every time you come in during this backyard and bayou corridor. She's very extroverted. She's very curious. Right over here in the front, we have Trevor. He's our smaller male, which is their species. The males are smaller than the females. He's 5 years old. If you come in, he might be out, he might not. Sometimes he does like to burrow.
So let me ask you, Ashley, I think that our friends at home that are watching right now, they might see these guys and say, oh my goodness, they look so familiar. I think I've seen them in my neighborhood. What would you tell friends that are thinking that?
I would tell them I was once that person. I found toads and also thought they were Houston toads, but come to find out, we have Gulf Coast toads around here. So Houston used to have Houston toads flourishing everywhere in this area, but due to the population increase, a lot of houses being built, The Gulf Coast toads are the ones you'll find. There just unfortunately was not enough room for the Houston toads to stay. So Gulf Coast toads are the ones you'll find in your backyards, your bayous, near your house, your ditches. You might find them in your trash cans.
Well, why do we have Trevor and Tina here at the Houston Zoo? Why do we have Houston toads here?
Yeah, so in 2007, the Houston Zoo started a breeding and Head Start program for these guys. And since we have started that program, the Houston Zoo has went and released millions of eggs in protected habitats in Bastrop State Park and Bastrop County. In 2025 alone last year, we went and released almost 1.6 million eggs and toadlets.
Wow, that is incredible. Wait, say that number again. How many?
Almost 1.6 million in 2025 alone.
Wow.
Yes, so since this year, 2026, breeding season has just started, and we have already went and released 250,000 eggs out in Bastrop.
That is so cool, and that wouldn't be possible without, you know, so much help from so many amazing people, but also the help that we get with protecting that habitat and keeping that habitat healthy, taking out invasives, making sure there are plenty of, you know, natives for them to thrive, right? Isn't that right?
Yes, and by these guys coming here, it's a reminder that working together, we are helping save animals in the wild. So we're very proud to have them representing our backyards and bayous court in our wildlife workshop.
And I love that you say that, Ashley, because, you know, the Houston Zoo is known for our, you know, leadership globally in the movement to help save wildlife. And we can do that also right here at home.
Absolutely.
You know, here in the wildlife workshop, we are all about helping to save wildlife, supporting wildlife locally. And when you visit, you get to do really, really cool things like propagating native plants. And I'm going to show you guys some of these plants over here. I know Tina and Trevor are really cool, right, guys? Okay, now come here. We gotta help Gulf Coast toads. We have to help, you know, all of those amazing native birds, right? We've got to help monarch butterflies. Houston is a hub for lots of migratory animals, which I think is another thing for us to be so proud of. And we've got to help animals that visit here, that live here. So anytime you visit the Wildlife Workshop, you will help save wildlife. Here, we have been planting some important milkweed, green milkweed. And you can see our cute little sprouts that are growing right now. We propagated these with guests, just like you. We started just at the beginning of, actually at the end of February, and look at how much they've grown in just a few weeks. Look at this, aren't they great? So you can come in, you can help us propagate plants. As those plants get bigger, we're gonna need your help repotting them. And then eventually, guess what? You are gonna be invited to come out with us and get those plants in the ground. I cannot stress that enough. We want as many native local plants in the ground as possible to support wildlife. We can all do that at home, at our schools, at our businesses. Plant natives. Do you have like a gross space in your area that you just wish you could beautify? Get some friends out there, get some coworkers out there, plant natives. Come to the Wildlife Workshop. We will teach you what we're doing here. You can help us here. And who knows, you might even get some plants to take home. We would love to have you guys out. So we're so glad that you're here at the Wildlife Workshop. Again, we are here every day from 10 to 3. It's spring break. Let's celebrate spring again. Come out and see us. Let's celebrate spring by planting native plants and celebrating all the wonderful wildlife that live in our city. We cannot wait for you to come out and visit us soon. Thanks, everyone. See ya. See you at the Wildlife Workshop. Bye, guys.